Okay, let's get started, guys. So first things first, I want to take a look at the indexes. Um, let's go to SPY. Okay, so we had a weird sell-off on Thursday, which was this day right here. Pretty random sell-off, and was kind of unexpected almost. Some people thought it was certain news. Some people thought it was the Fed. Some people thought it was what else? Ukraine joining the NATO or potentially joining the NATO, so on and so forth. So that's what kind of happened on Friday or Thursday. So then after that, what we've seen pretty much every time we've had a pretty nasty sell-off, uh, is we have a rebound. And we've gotten that pretty much every time here. So you can see here, this huge gap down right here. This gap down here, they're just pullbacks to the 21 EMA. Now, one thing that's a little concerning is it doesn't look the same as the rest of these, right? You can see 10x bars holding a clean trend. So what we need to look for going into this week is probably the easiest signal is one, we have CPI on Tuesday. I'm kind of expecting us to trade within this zone. I believe it's on Tuesday, or Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. I would imagine we're going to trade within this candle for probably Monday and Tuesday. And then we potentially will get a breakout on Wednesday. That's kind of what I'm expecting, just based on the way we're trading right now. So that's the first thing. So what I'm looking for is a continuation of this sideways action until basically we get some news that will get us moving. Other than that, we've got a daily squeeze. So this is probably going to dictate our next move. And I am leaning, although there are no signs for me to be bearish, I'm pretty neutral at the moment. These are more so all signs that we are probably going to make a move higher. Few reasons being the trend is up, that hasn't faltered. And then the EMAs stacked positive. Every time we've came to the 21 EMA, we've bounced. We have April earnings season coming up, which is typically bullish. And you know the saying, April, buy in April, sell in May, and go away. That's kind of that's the main saying is sell in May and go away. Now, that usually proceeds after earnings season. So I'm kind of looking for some sort of bullish run in earnings season, but I think we might get one more leg higher. There's really two scenarios that I'm looking at. We might get one leg higher, or we are going to kind of pull back. And so those are the two things I'm kind of paying attention to. So we've talked about this for a few weeks now. Weekly time frame has been losing momentum. We've kind of continued to trade higher. And we've started to get choppy really ever since this first momentum bar. We've had a little bit, we've made one more new high, but other than that, we've been pretty choppy. So I'm going to be watching this into next week. If we break below here and close on the week below this level here, that will be a pretty strong sell signal. And then if we break above here, look for continuation. But this is a pretty wide range to be trading in, right? So we will look to the lower time frames to try and give us a sense of direction. Right now, they're really sloppy. 4-hour time frame is just sloppy. There's no real direction given to us here. So that's that. That's SPY. It's not giving us too much information, but we at least have some levels to play off of. Usually we have a little more guidance than this going into the week, but It's just the way this week is. It's just kind of how it's playing out this week. So that's the main thing. Second thing is if we go look at the tech sector, you can see here we've been a little more bullish or bearish. Sorry. We've got a 4-hour squeeze that is looking pretty bearish. But you can see here these yellow bars, that's indicating that we are in a non-trending environment. And as you can see, that's pretty clear, right? We don't really have a trend. So we've just been trading sideways. And that trend kind of ended somewhere in here, but now we're kind of just trading sideways. We've got this support right around 204, and then just a resistance right around this 211, 210 area. So we've continued to try and bounce in between these so we can kind of pay attention to that going into the week ahead, because this is going to be important. This sector is what's going to drive the earnings season and where we can potentially head. So like if the tech sector is going to sell off, the rest of the market's going to sell off. So that's one thing you want to be aware of. If the tech is selling off, the rest of the market's not going to hold up. The top holdings in here are Apple, Microsoft, and not Amazon, but those key tech names, Nvidia, names like those are the ones that are trading within this sector. And if those
Oh yeah,
drop,
it was a good
then
game.
then it's pretty likely we could see further downside. Now, if I was going to short something and tech was looking weak, I would lean more towards shorting the NASDAQ. So that's the number one thing. And then from there, if we're going to look at the rest of the market, one sector that I do think looks really good and is a key part within tech, and I would lean more towards playing this rather than trying to play overall tech, is I'd be looking towards SMH. So this one, creating this nice consolidation pattern. We've got a little bit of a flag we're putting in and kind of forming this symmetrical triangle, whatever you want to call it. It really doesn't matter. But we're forming this pattern and we're getting ready to break out. Now, I think that an easy target is that 2 ATR around 233.50, and then going to look for that 240. Then really, if we want to get into it, if we can get that breakout and we do have a run into earnings, let's look out for that 250 target. Now, this looks great. What's the top holding within an SMH? If you don't know what SMH is, it's the semiconductors. Now, if we look at the top holdings within the semiconductors, everyone knows which one we're going to go to, right? We're always going to be looking at NVIDIA. Okay, I think NVIDIA looks great here. There's no reason to think that we're going to move lower, especially with this $1,000 mark hanging out right here. It's a little hard to believe that we won't get a move into $1,000 before, or just before a major pullback. But that's what I'm kind of thinking. And this is one of my favorite patterns. I talk about it all the time. We've got that earnings gap up, trading higher, trading sideways, and now we've got a squeeze. It looks like it's ready to take off. So as long as the market can hold up, I'm going to be looking to pick up some NVIDIA this week. Okay. And that's kind of all of semiconductors. Now I'll give you a few other semiconductor names that look really good. There is Qualcomm. This one has earnings, beautiful strength. You can see how strong it is. I'm actually going to move this higher up there. It's had beautiful strength, strong trend, and everything is going for this thing. So I wouldn't be surprised for us to go retest that 180. We've got earnings April 24th. So, I mean, look at this. It can't even come back to retest that 21 EMA. So this one looks great for calls. Another one that I want to give you is oops. Now this is a little longer time frame here, but on the weekly time frame, this looks like it can make another continuation run. This is probably, I have this at the bottom of my list. I'm leaving it there because I'm not ready to take this one anytime soon, but it does look good within the kind of the tech sector space. Now, some that look ready would be as well as ASML. So if you're looking at these semiconductor stocks, I'll kind of break it down for you real quick. There's NVIDIA, there's Qualcomm, in terms of ones that look good going into this week. ASML looks good. AMAT looks good. SMCI looks good. I wouldn't be surprised if we got another breakout in SMCI. Maybe a run in before earnings, retail getting excited to try and get in before the earnings comes out. Now, that's kind of the semiconductor space. Those are the things I'm kind of paying attention to there. Now, if we continue on, some individual names that I really like going into this week. Microsoft, we're putting in a new daily squeeze. We've got earnings on the 23rd. Trend looks great. It looks like a break and retest of what's going on here. So basically, it looks like we broke this flag, came back and retested it on Thursday and Friday. We've got a 4-hour squeeze with some buy signals. I think this one looks excellent for a move higher up into the 430 area, the previous high. So I'm paying attention to that one. A couple other names to be looking out for. Marriott, this is kind of a random name, but as you can see, this has had some really great strength as of recently. So I'm looking for a continuation on this into earnings. And I think an easy price target would be that 260 level. So we've got a 4-hour squeeze, we've got a daily squeeze, and you can kind of see here we had earnings sold off. Now, look, if you look before from what previously happened, we had a run into earnings and then sold off at earnings. Now, I understand that doesn't sound too enticing because we sold off at earnings, but really what you want to pay attention to is everything that happened from here. So all the way up until that earnings report, we had a daily squeeze, fired off to the upside, and next thing you know, we're having a move up and running into earnings. So that's what I'm kind of anticipating here. Same thing here for Marriott. So that's another one to keep an eye on. Last one I'll give to you is Carvana. So this one, oddball name, high short interest. You can see we've had some strength ever since that earnings report. We gapped up. Now we've been trading sideways. We've got earnings coming up again. So I would imagine people are going to try to get in before that next earnings report. We don't really have resistance up until 96. I'd be surprised if we don't go test that $100. So that's one I want to pay attention to. So here's the thing. If we get going, we might not get going. Let's see, when's this earnings report date? May 1st. So we've got plenty of time. If we get going, this thing can really rip because there's a lot of people that are short this. You can check FinViz and see the short interest on this stock, but there's high short interest on this name. And I think that it's ready potentially this week, ready for a buying opportunity. And we can go long and look for that $100, but basically look for kind of a short covering rally off of this daily squeeze. And then last one I'll give to you. I know I said that last time, but I'm watching Bitcoin. I actually have not checked it. Okay, yeah. So Bitcoin is moving higher now. So we're getting a buy signal. So one of the ones that I'm going to keep high on my watch list is coin, because if Bitcoin is moving higher, that typically includes coin to be moving higher. So I'm going to be looking for a move upside in coin. This thing might gap up tomorrow and I might miss my entry, but I think that we could potentially see a nice move higher on this one in relation with Bitcoin. So keeping an eye on this. We're forming a flag. Chart looks good. So I'm paying attention to coin. So I'll take, those are kind of my watch list. So just to recap it real quick, I like kind of top ones I'm paying attention to. The semiconductor space as a whole, stocks like those, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, ASML, those are kind of my top ones that I'm paying attention to going into this week. And then on top of that, I'm looking at Microsoft and then Bitcoin in particular. I'm looking at coin to go long this name. And we've got 300 up here. So this could have some potential for a move upside. So let's keep an eye on that. So I like that. Okay, so I can take a look at some of the charts you guys are requesting, and I can go over those. Just put them in the chat and I'll cover those. MSTR. So this is similar to Bitcoin. I think this is a good looking chart. Everybody's going to say like this here, head and shoulders, but oh, I messed that up. Head and shoulders here. We've got a little bit of that going on. But if Bitcoin moves higher, this stock is more than likely going to move higher. So I would be looking for just a continuation. I would expect it to. If Bitcoin's going to move higher, I would look for this name to move higher. And if it's going to bounce, it probably needs to do it here. Right now, we're just trading within normal range. I think it's valid as long as it stays above this 12,228 area. More 1230 is more of an exact price, but I think that this could see some continued upside, especially off that daily squeeze. This one is at all-time highs. Is that right? No, it's not. Wow. What was this at? Okay. Well, yeah. So similar to coin, I've kind of got the same opinion. Any of those Bitcoin stocks, I'm probably going to have a similar opinion. Besides the ones that look rough, like you can tell where the money is flowing. You can see MSTR is moving higher, coins moving higher. But if we look at names like Hut, this thing has barely done anything. I'm not going to touch names like this. Maybe Mara. Yeah, I'm not going to touch a name like this. I'm going to be moving toward or trading the ones that actually have some momentum to them. So, and personally, my favorite is coin. So I'm going to be watching that one into this week. TSM, same thing. I like semiconductors, so I like this name as well. This has earnings coming up. So I don't think it would be a bad idea to look to buy out of the money calls. So just so you can get that increase in premium. Let's see, where are we at? Where are we trading at? Yeah, right around all-time highs. Cool. So let's mark that level up. Yeah, so I do like this one for a move higher.
Would you play that to its earnings or right like a day after its earnings?
No, so for this one, I would be looking for a run in earnings. I don't, I mean, if the move is significant after earnings, I'll probably try to follow that one. But like for this one, earnings gap up, I would try to look for a lower time frame squeeze plays to play continuation. Like if I went here and highlighted this, there's probably like a 30-minute squeeze or something like that that ended up showing up, and you could have played that to the upside. Yeah, so 30-minute squeeze, and that gave you that nice push there. So that's what I would be doing for that one. Yeah. So I like that one. I would play that one to the upside. This one, no, I would be playing a run into earnings. I would first look for a retest of this previous high right here. It's pretty clear resistance, but if we break that, I think it's a pretty easy push in a 150. Cart. Okay. And like I said, if you guys have other tickers you want me to look at, throw them in chat. I don't know what this one is, but chart looks good. Do I want to buy it here? No, I'd want to buy it closer to the 21 EMA. Maybe a pullback into kind of this area right here. I'd like to pick some share or I would take a position. That's what I'd be looking for. So yeah, and then I would be looking for that $40 price target. But I would not be buying it here. You're just it's too far out. Or it's kind of too far gone. So look for it on a pullback, but other than that, the chart looks really good. Now we already covered that one. Uber. Uber. So this one I think looks good. The only thing is I think there's things that look better. That's the only problem with this one. So I think this chart looks good. So if we can get the EMAs to stack positive, if we can fix the momentum issues, I think this one looks great. I do have this one on my watch list. It's just not at the top of my watch list. I'd rather be trading something that looks like Qualcomm. I like the strength. So yeah. Um, Uber CRM. CRM, this one, same thing. It looks fine, but I just think there's better looking things in the market. I was interested in this one last week until we had this whole move here. It started getting really weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this one for I don't really have a good reason. It's just not right now. I don't like it because of the way it moved on this day here. And I know everything else sold off, but I had it on my watch list and I was looking at it. And like if I drop down to 30 minute, it's had this weird, crazy move way before the market sold off as a whole. So I don't know what the deal was with that. And so I kind of just going on the side of caution, and there's plenty of other things I can play. So I'm kind of staying away from that just for that reason. Other than that, the chart looks pretty good. QQQ. QQQ we already covered. Same thing as SPY. If tech looks weak, then this thing's going to be weak too. So I would just be looking for a we're just chopping right now. So I expect us to continue to chop until at least after CPI. But that's what these yellow candles are for. That's to tell me, okay, we're chopping. So I expect us to continue to chop and potentially make a move lower. So you can see here, we've had plenty of times to play this beautiful uptrend. And unfortunately, now we are chopping. And we kind of covered this a lot. After the weekly squeeze was over, it was expected that we would begin chopping. And I kind of let you guys know that from when it started happening. And this is the day or the week that gave us the signal that it's probably time to either start chopping or have a pullback. So just be cautious on the long side in terms of like the indexes, but if other stocks are looking good, I think you just size appropriately and look for those moves higher. NEP. If anything, I'd be shorting this one. I don't think I would. I don't know. I don't think I would touch it. It's just choppy. It's just sloppy. The chart looks sloppy. Um, I like to see things that are near. If I'm gonna play it long, I'm looking for things near all-time highs or at least have momentum. This one just sold off really hard. So, I mean, if anything, I'd be looking to short it because it looks like it's in a bear flag. So, um, but yeah, I would be looking to short this one. Um, let's see, Chewy. Same thing. We're near all-time lows. Short this thing. I wouldn't touch it long. I would not touch it long. That's for sure. Might make a reversal here, but I think it's just an opportunity to short it. Can see here, anytime we've popped, here, 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 here. Anytime we popped, we've been sold off. So short the pops. That's what I would be doing. DJT, interest playing this one. You're playing this one. That's interesting. Um, Unfortunately, my mom does a little bit of investing, and she bought it here because my dad told her to. And I told him that's a terrible idea. I'd be doing the exact opposite. And I'd probably tell you the same thing right now. I would just be looking to short this thing. Um, because it's just all news based. You might get a random pop. I mean, the setup was here for this one on this day. So right now there isn't a setup. So yeah, I wouldn't touch this one. It's just sloppy and it looks like it may can either consolidate here or continue to sell off. Netflix. I like this one. I have this one on my watch list. It's just a little too far gone for me to buy it right now. I would have liked to buy it here, but near a 21 EMA. So if it does pull back, I will look to enter it then and catch that run in earnings. So yeah, I think this is an excellent looking chart. We've got tons of strength, and so I'm looking for continued strength on that. But yeah, this is a great looking chart. Probably one of the best ones that you guys have put out there. But yeah, I do like that one. It's just you gotta wait. NU. I like it. Chart looks good. Very nice strength. We've seen continued buying. We're right near all-time highs. We just made a new all-time high. So I'm gonna add this one to my watch list actually. I like this. Thank you for pointing that one out. Um, yeah, so I'm looking, yeah, I like this one a lot. Holding the 21 EMA perfectly. So you probably got a 4-hour squeeze. Yep. Swinging momentum to the upside. Looks good. Uh, what is the cloud indicator that you're using on the chart? This is just the Keltner channels. So you can search on here, Keltner channels right here. And if you go in and it's only going to show up one of them, one of the bands. It'll show up here and here. So you will have to add it 3 times, and I've got multipliers of 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, they're just the Keltner channels. They're standard on any platform. D-Dog. Yeah, I was looking at this one for a longer term swing. I don't think I'd trade this one like looking for a short term pop. I'd be looking for like a continuation of trend on this one. And um because of the weekly chart. The weekly chart looks great. So we just don't have a buy trigger, but I think this one it's at support or support that was resistance. Now turn to support. So I like this as like a break and retest. I think this one could be a nice play in a 150. But what I would do is just buy time, and if you're gonna trade it, then trade it. Don't. I mean, if you're up nicely by the time earnings comes, cool. But I would just be holding through earnings. Really, is what I would look to do. I mean, it's got a good looking chart. So I mean, it like CELH, the same thing with this one. We got in here And by the time our earnings came up, we got out of like uh we got out at partially out of our position at 70%, and then it ended up going like 1,000% after earnings. And that's just because the chart looked good. I mean, it was just a matter of trading the same setup that I always trade, and it ended up having a huge run from 63 to almost $100. And the contracts I bought were far out of the money. They were the $86 contracts. So yeah, if you're gonna look to play the weekly squeeze, then do it because they pay nicely, and this one looks good. And I've also got that on my watch list. So yeah. Any others that you guys want me to look at? Or are we good to go? Dell. Uh, can't do anything with this one here. Chart looks good. It's too far extended. Chart looks really good. It's just you can't do anything with it here. It's too far gone. So I would leave it alone, wait for a pullback, and then you could enter long. But yeah. Any other charts you guys have that you want me to take a look at? Good.
Yeah, CZOO.
Um it's mm, yeah, I just if anything I would short it. I mean, wow. Holy crap. What was once a what? A 27,000? That can't be right. $27,000. That's how much the stock was worth at one point. Now it's $11. Yeah, I would short this thing. It's probably going to go to zero based on the way it's trading. That's just what I'm saying. I mean, a decline doesn't really get any more steep than this. Like, wow. I don't even think I've seen that steep of a decline before. $27,000 to $11? That's horrible. It's kind of sad. No, I wouldn't touch this one.
They had a huge amount of insider trading. That's why I was looking into it.
Yeah, I would just stick to the charts. Chart says down, trend is down. Might be a short-term pop, but if anything, I'd be shorting it. I don't see any reason to go long. It's, I mean, it was $2 at one point. Now it's 11. I guess that's good, but I mean, I wouldn't trade it. Cat. All right, I'll take a couple more guys. Uh, this one looks good. You just got to wait on a pullback. You can't buy it here. It's too far gone. So I would just wait on a pullback to trade it, but right now I don't think there's anything to do with it. It's too far. You need to pull back to 21 EMA or some sort of support to get in long. But chart looks good. Good strength. SLB. Uh, this one a little too sloppy for me. Just it's too there. It's just in a range. It's in a longer term range. So I really want to play that? Not really. I believe this is what is this? Is it energy? Yeah, energy. So I would rather be playing names like Exxon or things that are near all-time highs. Like Exxon just made a new all-time high, XLE, and this thing isn't moving, SLB. In comparison to those are straight up. This one's not moving. So I wouldn't play this one. I don't think it's worth trading it. in my opinion. All right, last one, Lulu. I'd be shorting this one. Whenever we have that gap down and just continued selling, it's pretty good reason to short, or you got a pretty good reason to short. This is the same thing where we were just talking about. Would I wait till after earnings? No, not in particular. But if I have the opportunity, I'll short it after earnings, just like this right here. You can see we had a 30-minute squeeze, burn it off, and then push to the downside. And then we had another one right here, and you could have shorted it there too. So, yeah, I think this is, I would just wait for the next 30-minute squeeze and short it. All right. Last one. Dash. Looks good. I like the chart. Clean trend. A little bit of bull flag. We're getting bought up. I'm gonna add that one to my watch list as well. It looks like we just need I mean, I think we're gonna get a run in earnings. So yeah, this one looks great. Where's the all-time high? Oh, yeah, we're a while from that all-time high, but I mean this trend is kind of undeniable, so I do like that. Cool. Yeah, this is a pretty good looking chart. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. If you are not in the signals chat and you want to join it, there's a 7-day free trial. You can go do that in the Discord. There's a link to do that. And we had over 500% gains last week, about 2,000 in the past month. So if you guys are interested in joining that and trading with us, 7-day free trial, cancel if you don't like it. But we have a lot of fun in there. So if you guys are interested, just go to that link in the Discord where it says free trial, that channel, and you can sign up there. Like I said, 7-day free trial, no obligation. If you don't like it, cancel it. But all right, guys, thank you for coming, and I will see you for the markets tomorrow.